They had better mind the arena wall flamers. They can be very, very dangerous. The arena flipper comes into play when the robot is immobilized. A bit of extra insult to injury to be flipped around the arena. That's the pit. Don't want to be going down there too soon. They've got to look out for the blast of fire from those flame grills. They can do a surprising amount of damage. You don't want to get too close to that corner patrol zone. Once you're in there, it's more pain than you can handle. 3, 2, 1, activate. Think the sergeant wants a taste of metal. Kevlar armor makes it difficult to pierce the body of this robot. Not easy to smash through that polycarbonate shell. Difficult to puncture the bulletproof glass, though. Pushing with some force there as it drives it back. Gets underneath, getting a grip, but not enough as it fails to lift it. That flipper's ready and waiting for its first victim. Off comes the spike. They're going to have to try another tactic now. The weapon trying to lift and topple it. Bumping and banging, not a lot of damage so far. They can't right themselves here. I'm afraid it's game over. Not too difficult to penetrate the Kevlar armor with the right weapon. Kevlar doing well against the piercing attack. This is classic robot wars. Let's hope the Kevlar doesn't catch fire. Bashing away at the Kevlar, but it's ideal to resist it. The spike's been broken off. Taking a bit of battering. Cease. The 8th seed for the title, and not to be discounted, could go all the way. It's a middleweight robot. It's shaped like a kind of domed wedge, powered by a 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack, armored in polycarbonate. It's armed with a set of small electric lifting spikes, powered by a truck wiper motor. It's armed with a spike trap to pin and push opponents. The team also say a huge amount of money's been spent building this robot. Let's see how that helps them in the arena. Unseated, this robot, but showing a lot of potential. Armored in Kevlar. It's a lightweight robot. It's a wedge-shaped robot, a very popular shape, allowing them to drive under other robots. Powered by a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery. It's armed with a sharp 30-centimeter titanium ramming spike. It's armed with a twin pair of titanium ramming spikes. Cost an absolute fortune to build this robot. Let's hope it was worth it for him. Three, 2, 1, activate. Think the sergeant wants a taste of metal. Onto the arena flipper they go. Are they ready to fly? And it's going to be tough getting through that bulletproof glass on there. Kevlar armor giving it great protection though. It's carnage, devastation. It's robot war. It smashes in, but standing up fairly well to this battery. It crashes in. Oh, that's going to hurt. I wouldn't want to be cleaning that debris from the arena later. Kevlar taking a battering, but holding up. Not easy to smash through that polycarbonate shell. Looking like there's some damage, but not much. The aluminum armor, not much defense against this kind of attack. Here it comes, the spike again. Slamming in. You see it starting to make an impression. Bits and pieces everywhere. You can melt them down and make a whole new robot. Hard to make an impression on a polycarbonate. It's very tough. Bashing away at the Kevlar, but it's ideal to resist it. Gets underneath, getting a grip, but not enough as it fails to lift it. That won't lift anything anymore. And it's going to be tough getting through that bulletproof glass on there. Kevlar armor giving it great protection there. Getting a bit too close for comfort to those flame jets. Pushing it around, but not causing any damage yet. Keep going, punching in with a spike, and some serious damage with that blow. Very good charge from this robot. The aluminum shell, very flimsy protection against this onslaught. Kevlar taking a battering, but holding up. Its lifting days are over for this battle. Metal everywhere, and the crowd love it. The crowd getting restless, waiting for them to get going. And the impact causing some real damage this time. Punching away at it with the spike, nearly onto the flame grill. Look out! Pit opening now on the arena floor, maybe soon to be occupied by one of these robots. Bumping and banging, not a lot of damage so far. Can't right themselves, something's wrong, and it looks like they're out of the contest. Dashing away at the Kevlar, but it's ideal to resist it. The spike hardly scratching in that poor attempt. He's got to try harder. The armor holding out well against the charge. This has all the makings of a classic battle. Although not such good defensive. Cease. Definitely in with a chance of surprising everyone, this robot unseated today. It's a heavyweight robot. This wedge shape is very popular among our roboteers. It gives them the advantage of being able to get in underneath and tip opponents over, of course. Powered by a 24-volt sealed lead-acid battery. Armored in steel and very resilient to being cut or burnt. It's armed with a powerful pneumatic pickaxe. Unseated in this competition, but could have a few surprises up its sleeve. It's a lightweight category robot. It's a wedge-shaped robot, a very popular shape allowing them to drive under other robots. Relying on a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery for power. Armored in Kevlar, difficult to pierce this material. It has a long ramming spike made of titanium. It has a pair of titanium ramming spikes for double the damage. No expense spared on this robot. Let's hope the results live up to the expectations, or someone's gonna want a refund. 3, 2, 1, activate. Think the sergeant wants a taste of metal. That flipper's ready and waiting for its first victim. The steel taking the punishment well so far. The Kevlar not the toughest armor against blades like this. Lifting weapons ideal for pushing things around, although I think it helps if you can find a way to damage them too. So keep looking, boys. Getting a bit too close for comfort to those flame jets. The steel armor giving it some protection against the impact. Not too difficult to cut into the Kevlar armor with the right weapon. This is what Robot Wars is all about. Carnage. The spike's been broken off. Oh, baby, there's chunks of robots all over the arena. The crowd getting restless, waiting for them to get going. Moving in, having to go with that vicious spike. Immediately, it tries to slam down on it. The armor holding out well against the charge. Already a puncture mark. The spike gets stuck in. Nothing serious, I think. Slamming in. You see it's starting to make an impression. Careful, don't drive into the pit. There's no way out of there. They're lying on their back like a turtle in the sun. I'm afraid they can't seem to get back up. It's turtle soup for them. A layer of steel over the robot's body, deflecting some of the damage. This is classic Robot Wars. Steel taking the punishment well so far. Butting in, not strong enough to do much damage. It's carnage! Cease. Unseated this time, but no slouch, this robot could do well. It's a middleweight category robot. It's a sort of box wedge-shaped robot, with all the advantages of a wedge for tipping opponents over. Powered by a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery. Armored in aluminum. It's armed with a 15-centimeter titanium ramming spike. This robot isn't seeded, but is highly favored in the pits, and he could be the dark horse of the tournament. It's a lightweight contender. This wedge shape is very popular among our roboteers. It gives them the advantage of being able to get in underneath and tip opponents over, of course, relying on a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery for power, shielded with Kevlar. Three, two, one, activate. Sergeant Bash is waiting to cook. Who's the main course? The crowd are waiting for something to happen here. Onto the arena flipper they go. Are they ready to fly? Kevlar armor giving it great protection. The aluminum armor, not much defense against this kind of thing. It's not hard to cut into the aluminum, but it's putting up a brave fight. The steel armor giving it some protection against the impact, not enough to hurt. The spike not piercing it. Crashing down the hard, heavy axe, making light work of the destruction. Kevlar taking a battering but holding up. The aluminum shell, very flimsy protection against this onslaught. Off comes the axe, leaving them with much less attack power. That's a real blow. Nearly onto the flame grill. Look out! Barely a scratch caused with that attack. Doing their best to push it against any obstacle they can find, but nothing damaging it so far. I wouldn't want to be cleaning that debris from the arena later. I'm not sure how long the aluminum armor can hold up against this sort of impact. Kevlar armor giving it great protection though. Bits and pieces everywhere. They can metal them down and make a whole new robot. Off comes the spike. They're going to have to try another tactic now. Lifting it just enough to fall over. Not much damage though. The aluminum armor, not much defense against this kind of attack. Metal everywhere, and the crowd love it. That flipper's ready and waiting for its first victim. The spike hardly scratching in that poor attempt. He's got to try harder. And the flipper springs into action, throwing the robot into the air, and it lands with a crash. Kevlar taking a battering but holding up. Easy to punch through that aluminum armor with enough aggression behind it. The armor holding out well against the charge. The aluminum shell, very flimsy protection against this onslaught. This has all the makings of a classic battle. The pit opens up, waiting to welcome the loser of our contest. Kevlar resisting the attack well, dashing away at the Kevlar, but it's ideal to resist it. This is what Robot Wars is all about. Carnage. Here it comes again, trying to impale with the spike, nearly onto the flame grill. Look out! The weapon trying to lift and topple it. They can't right themselves here. I'm afraid it's game over. I'm not sure how long the aluminum armor can hold up against this sort of impact. The spike's been broken off, charging in with tremendous force, and the jaws squeeze ever tighter. And shame it hasn't got a better grip, or it would do a lot more damage. Getting dick. Cease. This robot's unseated, but could do better than everyone expects today. It's a middleweight contender. It's a wedge-shaped robot, a very popular shape, allowing them to drive under other robots. Powered by a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery, armored in light aluminum. It's armed with a vicious spring-powered axe. It's armed with these small electric lifting spikes powered by a 12-volt motor. A low-cost robot, this one, showing there's no need to spend a fortune to have a great-looking and effective robot. A bit of Disco Devo with a flashing lights. Not seeded in this competition, but this robot has the capability to cause a few upsets and surprises. It's a lightweight competitor. This wedge shape is very popular among our roboteers. It gives them the advantage of being able to get in underneath and tip opponents over, of course, relying on a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery for power. Shielded with Kevlar, difficult to pierce this material. It has a long ramming spike made of titanium. It has a pair of titanium ramming spikes for double the damage. Cost an absolute fortune to build this robot. Let's hope it was worth it for him. 2, 1, activate. Bash is ready and waiting, standing to attention with a flamethrower just itching to flame away. The aluminum armor, not much defense against this kind of attack. Oh, look out! Could be barbecued bot. Getting a bit too close for comfort to those flame jets. Not too difficult to cut into the Kevlar armor with the right weapon. Heading over to push it and tip it if it can. Kevlar armor giving it great protection there. Matilda is ready and waiting. The aluminum shell very flimsy protection against this onslaught. Here it comes in to ram with a spike. Smashing down with that mighty axe blade. Whoa, baby, there's chunks of robots all over the arena. And hard to cut through the Kevlar. In it comes. Can it get under there? You can see the damage starting to show. I'm not sure how long the aluminum armor can hold up against this sort of impact. Not enough to hurt, despite not piercing it. This is classic Robot Wars. Immediately attacking the weapon, flicking away. Kevlar taking a battering but holding up. It's made a good start. It's beginning to cause some damage. Punching in with a spike. The aluminum armor, not much defense against this kind of attack. It's carnage, devastation. It's Robot Wars. The Kevlar, not the toughest armor against blades like this. Lifting it just enough to fall over. Not much damage though. Doesn't even scratch it with the axe this time. I wouldn't want to be cleaning that debris from the arena later. Dashing away at the Kevlar, but it's ideal to resist it. The aluminum shell, very flimsy protection against this onslaught. Ramming in with a sharp spike. Not too difficult to cut into the Kevlar armor with the right weapon. A gentle push there, that won't do much damage. A weapon trying to lift and topple it. Pit opening now on the arena floor, maybe soon to be occupied by one of these robots. I'm not sure how long the aluminum armor can hold up against this sort of impact. Off comes the spike. They're going to have to try another tactic now. Bash, crash, and smash. Looks like a crippling blow for the force behind that. And hard to cut through the Kevlar. Metal everywhere, and the crowd love it. Nearly onto the flame grill. Look out. Looking like there's some damage, but not much. Kevlar taking a battering but holding up. The aluminum armor, not much defense against this kind of attack. The crowd getting restless, waiting for them to get going. Onto the arena flipper they go. Are they ready to fly? It's finding it hard to stand up to the slicing with that aluminum armor. Ooh, they want more. Hey, I think they're dead already. Go on, leave them alone. No damage that time, hardly even scratching the surface despite the strength of that software. There goes the flipper. Wonder what the view's like up there. They'll be wishing the steel was even thicker there, although it ceased. After a climactic final, one robot remains standing. Bad luck to our losers, but congratulations to our worthy winner. We have a new Robot Wars champion.